Hi, everyone. Welcome to our market update. My name is Vinnie, and this guy over here.
David Wright, happy to join you here on this soggy morning, actually soggy Monday. We're not going to go soggy morning Monday. That'd be a little too much, but we're still having a soggy day today. But don't let that get you down because there's a lot of good stuff going on right now. Even though the rain's bogged you down, you're cold, Santa put you on the naughty list. I know some of you are on that list, but me and Vinny were on the good list, and we got some good news for you today.
Well, I guess for a sell, well, if you've been watching this, values have been kind of going down a little bit. But as a seller, right, inventory has actually gone down. Pending properties hasn't gone down really that much. If you watched us last week, we were at about 600 properties, a little more than 3,600. We probably need about 8 to 9,000. We were at about 2 months ago at 43. We usually get less in the holidays. So less inventory out there. So it's going to probably bring a little more loving to your property a little bit, but still the values have kind of gone down. But you see that clicker below, you kind of see what's currently happening as of today. Now it brings us always to the next question, because we know low inventory and interest rates kind of give us an idea of the market. How are rates going, David?
Interesting last week. So I don't know, for those of you that were looking at wholesale inflation, and wholesale inflation is the cost that wholesalers have before they sell you the goods. That inflation actually went up. Didn't make the news that much because they wanted to bury it. But the reality of it is it was supposed to go down last week, and yet wholesale inflation still went up. So that's not good. Also, continuing jobless claims, that's up again. So that's another interesting thing. And then tomorrow, we're actually going to get the number for producer price index to go, what is the real inflation for us as a consumer, excluding food and energy, because I know none of you use food and none of you use energy. But that's going to come out tomorrow. And then Wednesday is actually the big day. Wednesday is the day the Fed's going to meet. And the consensus is now, because they think the economy is doing so utterly amazing, that they're going to only raise the rate 50 basis points. I'm going to tell you, I think that's a huge mistake. I think they need to raise the rate 75 basis points, stay the course, because for those of you who've been watching me and Vinny for, I think we're going on, 4 months now, Vinny, where we said if you just keep – hold on. I think that's Jerome Powell. Oh, it is.
If you're a smooth operator.
Yeah, I'm going to have to call Jerome Powell back. But for those of you who have been watching us for the past 4 months, we've told you as long as the Fed keeps raising rates, mortgage rates will come down. So the good news is there's less listings, but a lot of realtors making bad decisions for their clients by giving away the park, only the bad realtors, not the good ones. And the problem is now that rates have come down, people are still giving away the farm. So if you're out there and you see a good deal, Vinny, you've seen some really good deals. I even know, not to spill the goose, but I even know Vinny got a good deal on some place, but not important. There's some good deals to be had out there. Rates continue to come down. That's the moral of the story. And I hope the Fed increases rates 75 bips because rates will come down again.
Yeah, again, it's really about your monthly payment. It's understanding the market. If you watched us last week, you'll see that we're a little under 97% list to sold across the board. So again, the simple way of looking at it is a property selling for $1 million, they're actually closing at 970,000, right? So that kind of gives you kind of an idea of it, with relative to where you were before, where you're talking about we were at 106 lists to sold. So it's quite the jump right there in where the property is actually selling at. Now, there's always posturing that does happen in real estate. It is real estate, but just talk to your realtor about what you're looking for and kind of looking what's even possible. Something that doesn't really go in the comps is basically credits asked for too. So that can always play a factor into stuff too, where it's like, oh, well, they got this price, but they gave up this much for credits for a 2-1 buy down or a 3-2-1 buy down or whatever it might be. So just be aware of that when you're looking at the market. But you see that clicker below, that's kind of what's going on. It brings us to our next thing before we get into anything else exciting.
Hold on. Let's. You went over that 2-1 buy down thing really quick, and I just got to tell you, from a lender standpoint, we see so much of that now in the market, Vinny, and I see so much of 3% IPCs, which is interested party contributions. I thought you were going to make a really dumb thing out of the IPC, but you didn't. But anyways, so 3%, because what people are doing is they're doing 2% for the 2-1 buy down, 1% left over for closing costs, and people are walking away with some smoking deals on some properties, considering there's no inventory. Which, I mean, don't you find that kind of interesting, Vinny, that there's like lower and lower inventory, and yet people are still giving away a lot of stuff?
Well, I mean, properties, I mean, for the most part, are sitting longer than they usually sit, right? So days on market has gone up. So it matters on your comfortability level, right? Like we saw so much on Facebook and social media 8 months ago. Oh, sold this property in 48 hours. Sold this property before it was listed. Sold this property there. So
wait a minute. I even saw this realtor advertiser. He's like, I sold this property before I even listed it in my mind for overpriced.
Yeah, I mean, so it's basically training the sellers into going, oh my gosh, this property should sell quick. So if you didn't get that offer the first weekend it went on the market, right? Oh my gosh, I need to accept anything that comes through. I mean, if it really matters on the advertising, the structure of putting the information out there, and understanding the market too, right? Understanding, are you overpriced, or the market hasn't felt it long enough to actually give you kind of what it thinks it's worth. I mean, so really understanding kind of where things are going. But anyways, let's get into Stumping David. Really easy to play.
Oh no.
All you got to do is text.
I hope you pick a good neighborhood this week.
Below a chance to win $50. Okay. So the first one, this is a question for last week. This was the question. And David, do you remember what you said? Coronado.
The least expensive detached. We're going detached SFR, correct?
Yeah.
I believe I did 1.5.
Yeah.
Oh man, was that a shoebox?
Yeah, it was a small one. What's
the square footage on that? What's the square footage?
I don't have it. I mean, someone can pull it up right now.
Oh man, you're killing me. That thing, I bet you, is 600 square feet.
All right. Well, anyways,
600 square foot house.
We're going to the opposite direction. So how much is the most expensive detached property in sale in Fallbrook so far this year? Fallbrook is on the other side, roughly, from Coronado, other side of the spectrum. I mean, Coronado.
Really? A little different than Coronado.
A little bit different.
Yes.
A little bit different. So what's your guess on that? Most expensive?
Wow, there's some big places in Fallbrook. I got to say, I mean, so far this year, so we could go January of last year.
Well, January of this year.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm going to go with 2.3.
Okay. 2.3. That's his guess. What's your guess? All you got to do is
there's some nice big houses up there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's some really beautiful big houses up there. I have a friend that lives up on 5 acres up there, and his house is immaculate.
My guess, and I don't have the number in front of me, is the house in Fallbrook is bigger than the house in Coronado.
Oh, gee, wow, that was a landslide.
I'm just putting myself on a ledge.
Don't put yourself too far on the limb with that one.
Really, really laying myself out.
You're really reaching on that one. Man, that's a good call.
And if you guys are watching, if you live in the central area, kind of like North Park, Normal Heights, the YMCA Copley Price is having an event this Saturday morning. Feel free to bring kids. I will probably be Santa Claus for that event. So if you're in the area,
kids watching this show.
Oh, I'm saying I'm going to be his representative. Oh my gosh,
man!
How dare you? Anyways, hopefully see you guys on Saturday. Have a great one, and reach out if you guys have any kind of questions. Bye, guys.